Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. It's Women's Tour episode 21. We've pushed forward all the way to the 1st of August. We re-signed, of course, with our self-sponsor. And with the progression of Vanderpeet and Donadin, we already find ourselves well within the window for Continental Pro. Now, that doesn't mean we'll still be there, as riders have to be signed from other teams. So we do need to make some sort of progress to get a third top rider, but I think that might be enough. It might be enough to get us to Continental Pro. I think it'll probably push us up to about 2.5 stars. And while right now that looks like World Tour, it's not going to look like that once everybody's signed. I think we will drop significantly and probably below where we're at. But we went from no stars to, what were we? 1 star? Now we're 2 stars. So big progress in a very short period of time. We'll begin by looking at the team and seeing what expiring contracts we're going to have to deal with, how many vacancies we're essentially going to look to fill. So our top 8 riders are all signed for next season already, and we only have 4 expiring contracts. Summer Moak, the top rider of those. Joanna Dewitt is definitely making some progress from being below everyone else, but then our worst 2 riders have expiring contracts. So let's begin by looking at Top Perez and seeing what kind of potential we're working with. 3.6, not much, only 19, just to 60. Let's actually kind of see what kind of evolution we've had. She's progressing certainly, but that's a lot of levels already. I mean, we're so 57 starting out, still only a 60. So 5 level ups and only gained 3 points. She might hit 70 eventually, but it's going to take a long time for Top Perez to get there. So we're probably going to let Top Perez go. Cara O'Neill is low potential, so we're definitely going to let Cara O'Neill go. Joanna Dewitt is a bit higher in potential. That is a rider who's actually gaining something. So DeWitt might be somebody worth hanging on to. Maybe. Let's see. What is she good at? Nothing. Downhill, flat. This is a true Baradeur. What have I been training DeWitt in? Summer Moak is definitely the better of the 4. And she's been helpful. She, of course, was our top sprinter last season, and she's been an okay lead out this season. She's definitely made some growth. 21 years old. Not good. Never going to be more than a domestique. Really only gained a couple, 2 or 3 points. Maybe 4. I think she was a 61 at the start of last season. She was our top rider. She's a 65 now. That is growth, and she'll definitely hit 70. She's a lot closer to it than some of our other riders. So DeWitt, Moak, possibly. O'Neill, Top Perez are gone. That leaves us with 3, 6. We have 12 now, potentially 14, meaning we already have almost enough riders. We only need to get to about 15 or 16. So we do have some freedom to step away, really, from all 4 of them, if need be. One thing to keep an eye out for, though, is that is 4 American riders. We'll need to have 1 or 2 American replacements if we are to let all 4 go. All right, so here's what we're looking at. Megan Jastrab is the cream of the crop of our dossier selections. We only got up to 50% interest, but out of 71 overall, she would be the one who really affirms our place in Continental Pro. Also, the only American rider on our dossiers. So if we're going to drop a couple, 2, maybe 3 riders, we've got to recover at least 1. So Megan Jastrab, I think, is a must sign for us no matter what. She's making 12.5. She's 5'8" potential and just 23 years of age, and already sprinting at a 70 plus, which isn't amazing, but compared to what we have, that is quite amazing. So let's go ahead and contact First 12 points. And there you go. 12,000 seems to be the base. Let's start with that base. Absolute leader, I can go with that. We are 63,000 below what we could be spending. So we can absolutely afford 12. That is way below what she wants, but a bit of a jump might make it a bit of a reach. We get 4 chances. We'll start with 2,000. Nope, still not happy with that. 16,000. Okay, she's happy with the money now, but here is our problem. This is going to be a problem. She's already happy with the money. She's already happy with the length. She's happy with the role, but she is just not very interested. I don't think I can overcome that. Even if we raise this salary again, we might not be looking at capable of signing her, even though it would jump us in the team index a lot. Not quite there. Not quite there. So we're going to have to rely on one of these other choices. Now, my Seibai is one of the high potential ones and has no existing contract. It's Baradeur, but that's so typical. She's got a 70 mountain. Let's go ahead and try to sign this one. It's our other one that's going to use up a lot of points, but look at that. Look, we're not dealing with a whole lot of money here, and it's an ideal team. So let's try 4,000. Okay, she does not like the roll. That's fine. Absolute leader. And a little more money. Oh, so close. This should do it. 5,000. Okay. All right. There's a signing. And that does boost us up a little bit. Okay. Bravich is another one who is the highest potential we have at all on our listings. A lot of 60s. Pretty good sprint. Not Jastrab, but up there. 25 years of age. She's already fairly developed. Just twice this year did she level up. But looks like she had rookie year kind of growth last season. The season before. Okay, we have lots of patience here. She's happy with them. Uh-oh, that's not good. She's happy with the money, but the interest really holding her back. Almost there. 61. Okay, we got it. All right, that's 2 riders signed. Both 68s. Better than all but our top 2 riders right now. Del Sarto has good potential. 67 overall right now. And is a sprinter. At just 18, you can expect a lot of growth still out of this rider. And just 3,000. That's a good signing. Manenti's only a 63, but is an actual sprinter and not one of the million Baradeurs. And just 18 years of age, this new rider would be cheap and has very high development potential. So we'll go ahead and try to sign this one, and I don't think we'll have a problem here. Resign Moke for the minimum in just 2 years. Same with DeWitt, so we'll keep those couple American riders, especially after not signing Jastrab. And that's going to leave me with 17 points. 17 points to sign another rider. So we have a couple left on our radar. Jade Tolis, Sarah Martin. Not the highest potential, it turns out of those. Jade Tolis, actually, Tolis has really high potential, so this might be one to go after. Fairly punchy, good acceleration. So she would come in as a puncher, not cobble rated, but could do well in other classics, and would help us boost our profile a bit. Price tag wasn't terrible, $7,400 to get her signed, and we do get her signed, and that's going to help with that team index more than any other rider that we went after. Taking the leap, I'm going to massively overpay, but only on a 1-year contract, and then we'll see if it's worth it to retain and sign a better contract next year. Elizabeth Hardin, 18 years of age, actually was on my team when we did this series last year and was definitely one of the better riders that I had. She's a 71, which was way higher than what she had been. That's why she wasn't on the team this year. So a 71 overall. Baradeur, a little bit of a stage racer. Can definitely be trained as a stage racer. Good recovery, decent climbing. I'm not sure what the potential is, though, because she hasn't been scouted. So we're going absolute leader. 1-year deal. We're going to pay that little bit more, $20,000. And that's going to put us at our limit in 2 ways. One, we are completely out of points to go after riders. We'll have 1 point left. Nobody is 1 point. I think the minimum is 2. So this is it, sign or not. But also, this is really dipping into the money that was left, which I think after adding everybody else up, we have about $30,000 still to spare. No way do we pay Elizabeth Harden this kind of money next season, at least I don't think, to retain her for additional few years, but we'll see what her potential is. Maybe she is worth hanging on to, and certainly with some interest, she'll take a smaller deal than this in the future. Oh, just a hair more. 21,200. Oh, 100%. She did not accept. Okay, that was unexpected. That was a surprise. So we're still going to have plenty of cash to spare again for next season. I forgot that it does happen occasionally that riders just, even if you get them to 100%, there are certain riders that will not sign for one reason or another. There's something they just don't like. Either the interest is not there, or the years on the deal, whatever it may be, they absolutely refuse. Elizabeth Hardin's going to get paid a lot less than that to join another team. But she decided not to join this team. Megan Jastrab decided not to join this team. So the best we were able to sign, well, a bit off of what we were aiming for, but we are still going to be a better team this coming season than we were this season, and we're retaining our best riders, so we are going to grow. As I discussed, I was hoping for Jastrab, and that thinking it might push us to 2.5 star. We don't get that. We're a couple points below where Jastrab would have put us. We still nearly made 2.5 star anyway. So we're now in the upper echelon of the 2-star teams right now. That has us ranked 23rd. Do expect that to fall drastically, but will it fall 20 places to bump us out of Continental Pro? I don't know if it'll bump us that far. I think we might just hang on to a Continental Pro position, but you can actually see that the edge of 2 stars is all the way down to 39th already. There's a chance we might still be a Continental team. Either way, it's a team that's growing, and I am happy with that. I am happy with where we're at. It would have been nice to have gotten Jastrab signed. That definitely would have been nice if we would have been able to get that. I should have upped the money, pulled the trigger on that a little quicker, a little easier. I think I was a little too stingy on that one. But as for Elizabeth Harden, we got her to 100%. She just refused to sign. This is how we're looking for next season. You can see we're growing in GC capability. Jade Tolis, Sebai, Bravic, Del Sarto, the key signings, Manenti also with the high potential. And a lot of these riders that we're bringing in are very high potential. So that is a really, really good sign. In fact, all 5 of them are very good potential riders. We re-signed 2, so we're only losing 2 riders. So 2 out, both of them a 60 overall, and what we're bringing in their place are what are almost immediately going to be our third, fourth, fifth, sixth best riders plus one project. They're young, all but one. That's good signings for the future riders to grow with. And in terms of end of contract years, we do have a handful expiring next year, including Vanderpeet and Donaden. So we're going to have to watch out for that. We overpaid a little bit to get those two. It was well worth it, as they are the key members. Brookshire, Clevenger, Klaus, and Shear all expiring. They've all been playing an important role. Brookshire not so much, and that might be the one of that bunch, if not maybe Shear as well, to go. But we'll certainly aim to re-sign Vanderpeet and Donaden. It's going to be a little tougher with the increased salary demands that they're going to have. But just 18 for Vanderpeet, just 20 for Donaden. Another year to go until we re-sign. I mean, exactly a year from today. What are they going to be at that point? Are they going to be 75s? How much money are we going to have to play with to try to re-sign them? That's a big question. That's a very big question. But in terms of 2-year deals on what's left, quite a few riders coming up expiring then. And then this new group, the only one signed for that 3 years, just those 5 riders. That means that we still have some freedom in the contracts. We're definitely not completely locked into a lot of long-term deals. I do worry that we might lose one of Vanderpeet or Donaden at the end of next season. We'll probably have plenty of money to sign at least one of them. I shouldn't have too hard of a time, though, getting the interest up. It just depends on how much they grow. If they're both 75 plus, they're going to have really expensive demands. And I just don't know we'll have that much money to play with. But even if we lose all 4 of the others and just re-sign those 2, if it takes every penny, it's probably worth it. Before the signing period, Vanderpeet caught up with Donaden. She's a 70 mountain now, 72 time trials, so she's getting pretty strong in those areas. Mamalenti, since the 1st of August, has leveled up. She's now a 68, but importantly for us, Jade Tolis, our next best rider who we've signed, has leveled up. She's a 70 overall now. That little boost may be enough, but it's looking unlikely. However, it is very, very close. We're on a knife's edge for the index for next year. We are 42nd. 43rd is the bubble, is the cutoff. So we are one spot above the bubble right now for Continental Pro. So we might still end up being a Continental team next season, but we'll be a strong one if we are. And then if we make Continental Pro, it's going to be only just. On to the World Championships, and McLeod is first up for the United States. Jastrab, the one who denied us, is out on course as well. Garnier is here, and then Chloe Dygert-Owen going for the victory potentially, as she is one of the couple favorites in this race. She has the highest time trial rating. McLeod, though, is top of the timesheets so far at the second checkpoint, but she was one of the first ones to go out on course. Garnier is getting started. Everybody's in negative right now. This is Innsbruck. This is one of the ones I like. Innsbruck's a pretty good course. I enjoyed watching this one. McLeod, 6K to go, is back on top of the ratio, and it's a bit of a downhill finish. So let's see if she can put in a good time here. 74 time trialist. It's a very long course. Coming up on that finish. Not much energy left, but heart rate did not drop. First place so far, only 3 riders though, and only 24 seconds to the good. But good result. Already dropping down the order. Jastrab doing well. Actually not even that far of a deficit, so I think she can push about a 76 towards the end now. Garnier also riding a 74 like Jastrab was. I think the 75 seems to be a good mark with those climbs. They take a little bit extra out of you. Jastrab going over the top. I think we'll have to back off to that 75 again, but coming up on the finish. And she does make it to the end without dropping. Garnier passing a rider. That's good. Passing Kroger. On the climb. Almost time. Almost time for Chloe Dygert-Owen to get started. Right now the top time is Claudia Lichtenberg at 1 hour and 10 minutes. So Dygert sets off -1 race day condition. That's not good. Not good at all. This is her objective. I thought she was on a fitness peak entering this. She should have +3. Favorite race +4. And she's on a -1. Can she get a result despite that? We'll see. Meanwhile, let's check in with Garnier. Garnier's -3, not helping her out. But the time trial part, only a -1 there, but the resistance is down to a 61, and you can really see it here. Garnier struggling at the end. Bertasolo flying past her. Last little uphill swing. She's only got a little bit of energy left to try to get to the finish. Not enough to push anything, so let's focus on our leader, Chloe Dygert. 84 time trial rating, but not a very good climber. That's going to hurt her for this one. 69 mountain rating. Garnier coming up on that finish. Heart rate did drop. She slips a little bit. 21st, 7 minutes. That's big gaps. McLeod's still in the top 10, 8th place, 4:28. Like I said, really, really big gaps. Lichtenberg is 2.5 minutes up right now. That is going to be a difficult time for anyone to beat. Dygert's going to have to make up time on the flat, so we're going to step it up to a 76 now. We'll have to save a little bit on the climb, but that's going to cost her really bad. I think we'll have to take it about a 74. Can't afford to go much slower. 73, 74, yeah. She's definitely going quick. Few riders after her. And she's catching up to Barnes here. She was 6th at the first time check. See how she's doing here. I think she can speed back up now. She's not hurting too bad as she approaches the top. Pick up a little bit of ground on the time she's lost. 3rd place, 2:27 down. We'll see how that time holds up with a few riders behind us. Obviously the closest to watch out for. Still holding at 3rd place. They should have all gone through by now. Energy recovery pretty good on that descent. We do not have spare energy though as we approach the finish. I think we're going to have to ride about a 75 towards the end. Last little uphill swing. Back to that 76. 5K to go. And yes, we hold on to 3rd place, meaning everybody else is actually off the pace a little bit. 2.2K. She's going well. She's going fast. She's pushing for the end. 99, 2nd place. Minute 59, way behind Lichtenberg, who just tore it up. But Dygert-Owen does put in a very, very good time. Longo Borghini, who should be well ahead of us with a 79 mountain and a good time trial rating, is not just 13th there. Vanderbreggen, 6th. Vanderbreggen just 6th place. So we get on the podium. Race day condition, absolutely, and the mountain absolutely destroyed our chances of really claiming the victory today. But 2nd place is a really excellent result for Chloe Dygert, considering the course we were on. And the race day condition that we were suffering from. A negative race day condition still grabbed 2nd place. That's all the time I have for this one. We have slipped now late September, nearly to the end. We have slipped outside of the Continental Pro rankings within the index. So it's looking like we are in for another Continental season, but we're going to be at the top of Continental now. We went from dead last to better than a handful of teams to now we're going to be one of the best Continental teams. So it's only taken us a few seasons to do that. Then one more year, I think we'll definitely be able to hit Continental Pro next season. We're absolutely raising our profile this season with the things we've been able to accomplish. So I think next season, the points, the expense to go after riders is going to come down a good fair bit. And that's going to really, really help us out in looking to sign better riders, because we just can't develop the interest. We can't get the riders there. It's not that we can't afford to pay them, which is a problem that I'm used to having. It's that we can't generate any interest. I think we're finally going to be a level ahead next season where much better riders than what we've currently been able to go after are going to be interested in joining our team. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time where we finish the World Championships, wrap up the season, and move on to another year. Have a good one.